Alright, so I've got an Oakley Mod 1 helmet here. This is the plain Mod 1, not the Pro version. See here, MIPS edition. This is the MIPS inside here. The first thing I did was take the liner out. I don't know why a person would want to wear this with the earmuffs. Super kooky looking, prevents you from hearing correctly. I don't know, I wish they would just sell helmets without these to begin with. You should add it if you want it. Anyway, first thing I did was took that right out. So it's kind of a pain to take out. This part here goes around the boa. So you need to, it was like that. So I had to undo that. And then the earpieces were clipped into here super hard. They were really tight. I could yank on them. I felt like I was going to break something. So I pulled that out. That's what you want to do. There was also some Velcro on here. I removed it entirely. And I recommend if you're going to take the liner out, you have to peel off the glue because the Velcro piece was glued onto here. So I peeled that off. Before I did that, when I was trying to wear it with my balaclava or my little thin toque underneath, the fabric was sticking to here, pissing me off. It wouldn't go on correctly. So you got to peel that off. Take this out, expose the helmet, get rid of this piece of garbage, and then you can wear it like a normal helmet with your goggles underneath it, or over top if you want, but I like underneath. I think it's much cleaner. What I wanted to show was this boa part here. I was reading quite a few reviews where people mentioned that it just didn't quite fit right on their head. And for me, my head's 57 centimeters. This helmet's medium here is for 55 to 59 centimeters. I'm right in the middle, but when I put my goggles on underneath and wear a balaclava with it, I'm definitely pushing the limit. When I first tried it, it wasn't going to work because I've moved this spot, but it was in the middle. And when it's in the middle, this sits higher. And it sat on a spot of my head that didn't really quite work right. It was still sitting and cranking down on the roundest part. I wanted to get it underneath my cranium a bit so that it's sitting closer to my neck. And when I changed that, way better fit. So unfortunately, Oakley doesn't give you any directions on this in the instruction manual, and they don't even reference it. If I didn't know better from someone in the shop telling me about it, I wouldn't know that you could do it. So what you want to do is grab it, get a good grip on it, squeeze this here, and it's kind of violent when it comes out. It's definitely really in there. So you want to squeeze this bad boy and pull it straight out. There we go. Came out a bit easier the second time here. So there's three positions. You can go all the way up here if you have a ridiculously small or super goofy shaped head. Mine's kind of oblong, so I went all the way down here. I guess my head's kind of goofy too, but just not in that way. So this is the default position. And I moved it down to here. Just pop it back in. Boom. And I'll show you what putting it on is like and how it fits. So when you want to wear your goggles underneath, what I've noticed is the best is loosen this all the way. Put the back on first, get it over the strap. Then you can shift it around a little bit, get the tight fronted nicely. Feels like it's sitting nice and center on my head. Turn this thing. Cranking down nice. With the MIPS, you're always going to feel it move a little bit because there's that movement inside there. Research how the MIPS works if you're curious about that. But I can tug on it. And it's not coming off. Fling my head around. No movement. Nice and tight. There you have it. This is how the boa works too. It's nice to see it up close. You can see the cables here are tightening, and basically this part pinching the front of your head and this part the back. The Pro version comes with what they call their skull matrix, where this is more integrated into the MIPS, and it kind of draws the whole thing in towards your head when you tighten it. Seems kind of cool, but when I tried them on, I couldn't really tell the difference, because ultimately this and this is what's really gripping. So you can see when I moved it down here from the side, it's way lower. So it's sitting underneath the more bulbous part of my head, and it really cinches down nicely. The best thing about this helmet, in my opinion, is it's super lightweight. This is a size medium. You can see on here, Oakley listed as being 440 grams, which is roughly 1 pound. Makes a big difference. I'm not interested in having some goofy thing flopping around on my head, screwing up my center of balance and making me feel weird. If the helmet's not light, personally, I'm not going to wear it at all. I'll feel like it'll actually increase my chances of danger, because having something heavy on my head throws off my center of balance. And in the event that I do come crashing towards the ground, it increases the momentum of my head directly. So that's no good. It's got to be light or else it's useless. As a result of that, from what I've read, this thing can get dinged and bunged up on the top pretty easy, but I don't really care if there's some dents and scratches.